So last time on Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Vegito's actions traveling through time had resulted in the creation of an Ultra Cell, born with his DNA, ultimately causing every Z fighter, apart from Goku, to die in a horrendous battle with the android, thus triggering the rage of Goku and the awakening of Beerus, who would then go on to train Goku to be the next God of Destruction. And now in today's manga, with Goku's training complete, we will finally see our hero come face to face with Ultra Cell. But before we begin, join the now over 1,200 members on our Patreon, where they see daily exclusive early previews of the Ultra Vegito story, discuss and contribute towards its narrative, and even in higher tiers, get to see the next parts to the story early. Yes, the next chapter to this story is already up there as we speak. Click the link in the description if interested, and enjoy. So our story continues from the familiar plains of Beerus' planet, and standing in front of the God of Destruction and his angel Whis is Son Goku, now draped in his own destroyer clothing as he repeats to Whis, "It's time, Whis, time to take me back to Earth." To which Whis, with a smile looking back, responds, "Of course, Goku-san." But curiously, Beerus remains less convinced on whether Goku has made enough progress, as he comments, "Really, Saiyan? So you really think you're ready? This Cell guy is no joke. I had a little peek at him while you were taking so long getting changed, and it seems he's gotten quite a bit stronger. You may need another 14 years yet." Whis, meanwhile, just quietly flies over to Goku, before bending down to the Saiyan's eye level and agreeing, "Yes, Goku-san, I'm afraid Lord Beerus has a point. Without seeing him fight firsthand, it's difficult to even gauge how strong he may be. But he is definitely not the same creature he was 7 days ago. Are you sure you don't want to train anymore, Goku-san? Now that you have officially agreed to become the next God of Destruction, the Pyramid of Power will always be available to you." But Goku, now looking seriously at the angel, responds, "From what you saw, Whis, should I be worried? Should I get back in that pyramid? Just tell me the truth." And Whis, with a sense of caution, just responds, "Well, you may be in for a surprise when you see him. Visually, at least. That's all I can say. The final decision is ultimately up to you, Goku-san." Goku, for a moment after hearing this, just remains silent, brooding on his own thoughts until a streak of rage seemingly gets to him and he tightens his fist so hard a vein begins to pop. But eventually, he raises his arm and stares into his palm and lets out, "No, I'm ready. I've already had a huge advantage over Cell by training for 14 years, while he's only had 7 days. Who's to say how much stronger he could get if I gave him any longer? The odds are already in my favor, and Vegeta would probably never let me hear the end of it if I needed any more time. So if I'm not ready now, then I'll never be. The time is now, Whis." And with a change of look, now smirking at the older God of Destruction, Goku says, "And don't worry, Beerus. When I'm done, I'll be back for our little rematch. You can count on it." To which Beerus, then with a similar smile, then responds, "Spoken like a true cocky Saiyan, and a future God of Destruction too. Good luck, and don't disappoint me. I'll be waiting for you on the other side." And with that, Goku waves his final goodbyes, yelling, "See you later, Lord Beerus," and him and the angel attendant Whis then vanish, leaving Beerus all alone. And eventually, Whis and Goku appear once more, presumably now back on Earth and within a mountainous area. Whis, now having done everything Lord Beerus and Goku had requested, then looks back at Goku with a smile and asks him an important question. So, it's finally time, Goku-san. My, how time flies. I guess this feeling must be similar to letting a child leave the family home. I'd say this cell is about 4 miles to the east, and I'm sure with the Trail of Destruction, he won't be hard to find. Now, is there anything you need from me before you begin your battle? Perhaps you'd like to fight in your original clothing. After all, you aren't a god of destruction just yet. But despite hearing this offer, Goku just smiles back and lifts his fist towards Whis, saying, Haha, thanks for the offer, but no. I used to wear that gi as it was a gift from my first teacher, Master Roshi. But right now, he's gone, and his killer is still on this planet. I couldn't wear that gi with any kind of pride if I didn't avenge him first before returning to it. And with that poignantly said, Goku and Whis tap fists, with Goku's final words being, Besides, these last few years, you and Beerus have been my masters. So it's only right I take after you guys now. Take care, Whis. I'll see you soon. And Whis, now trusting in his student, smiles replying, Good luck, Goku-san. We'll be waiting. And then vanishes from Earth a second later. And now with Goku alone on Earth with Cell, he turns to the direction Whis had told him of. Now serious as he thinks to himself, Cell, I'm coming. I'm finally going to make you pay! And just like that, with more speed and urgency than he had ever shown before, Son Goku shoots off in search of Ultra Cell. And meanwhile, in the middle of a destroyed and ravaged city, Dr. Gero is seen. Of course, having been left to survive in this timeline by Ultra Vegito, and standing in front of him is none other than Cell. Dr. Gero, with his cold, lifeless face, looks to his creation and says to him, Cell, just how many more of these humans will you need to consume? You are already the strongest in this universe by a gigantic margin. We must find Son Goku. That is your purpose, and that is why I built you. Do not forget that. But as Gero berates his greatest invention, nearby, a pair of somewhat familiar feet land on the ground near them. Who goes there? I was sure we eliminated all the Earthlings in this pathetic city. Goku's arrival, of course, immediately being noticed by Gero, but from a distance, he only appears as a blurry, dark silhouette until... What? It can't be! It's... Son Goku! And standing there confidently, of course, is God of Destruction Goku, staring deeply into the eyes of Gero and the back of the creature known as Cell. Before Goku, who at this point is unfamiliar with exactly who the old man is, then comments, So, you know who I am. I'm guessing you're the Dr. Gero Yamcha told me about? Funny, I don't remember you at all, but from what I hear, you created all these monsters just to get revenge on me for what I did to the Red Ribbon Army. How stupid. All this, all the pain and misery you caused just to get back at what was only a kid. You're just as bad as your creation, a spineless monster. But Gero, hearing this, is nothing short of triggered by the belittling of his motivations, responding, How dare you? What would you know of monsters? You destroyed everything I built, my whole army, all my years of research, millions in Zenny, all up in flames, done in by a primitive tailed ape who shouldn't even be on this planet. I waited decades for my revenge and even lost my humanity in the process. But now, my revenge has finally come with my cell! And as if just on cue and on command of Gero, a robotic foot begins to move, followed by the green creature turning its head slowly and eventually revealing shockingly, perfect Cell. As inexplicably, the combined being then lets out with a self-assured smile. Pleasure to finally meet you, Son Goku. I've been waiting for this moment since the day I was born. I guess you could say I'm a fan of yours. That Cell! Which immediately leaves the uninformed Goku completely shell-shocked. Given from Whis' staff, he'd only ever briefly seen the imperfect form of Cell, leading him to wonder, he looks so different. What the hell happened? This isn't what Whis showed me. His power is so much stronger than before. And as we get a closer look, the difference is completely clear. No longer is Cell the scrawny, nightmarish looking figure he was before absorbing 17 and 18. He now stands tall, arms folded in the same exact form we remember from Dragon Ball Z all those years ago. But with the fact Ultra Vegito destroyed both 17 and 18, just how did this Cell attain perfection? Cell, who visibly can see Goku's confusion and almost takes pleasure in seeing it, sports a cocky grin as he comments, "Surprise, Son Goku? I suppose if you running away all this time to God knows where, the last time you ever saw me was probably on the news. I guess I haven't made an appearance on TV in a while. Not since, you know, I absorbed everyone in this damn city." What? You monster! Instantly getting Goku's back up as he thinks on the horrors the innocent people of Earth faced while he was gone. Continuing, "So that explains it. You change your looks based on how many humans you absorb. You're disgusting." But Cell just finds Goku's outburst humorous, laughing as he then explains, "Haha, you're just as dumb as the data records implied. No, Son Goku, this is my perfect form, gained from absorbing 2 lesser model androids, not the pitifully weak creatures who roam this godforsaken dump. For whatever reason, the 2 androids I was born to absorb had already been destroyed. Maybe by Vegeta, or Trunks, who knows? But luckily, whoever it was, they left my creator Dr. Gero intact. And like the doting father he is, he immediately went to work replicating 2 near identical androids just for me. Took a little while, but eventually I had 2 meals necessary to become the god you see before you." And the hearing of his Cell talk so highly of him immediately brings a smile across the scientist's face as he grins widely and adds, "Yes, my greatest creation Cell is finally perfect due to my efforts. The first 2 models were not configured properly anyway. They rebelled almost immediately. Letting Cell absorb those 2 would have only polluted him and left him with the same behavioral problems. But the new androids had no such issues, and for that reason, Cell is now truly perfect." And with his arm now raised and finger pointed firmly at Goku, Dr. Gero aims to prove Cell's obedience as he yells out, "Now go, Cell! The time has come to avenge everything we have lost! Kill Son Goku!" To which Cell appears with a smile, humbly agreeing, "As you wish, Father." "Oh no you don't! You're mine!" "Huh? What? Who's that? Yamcha?" Leaving all three in a state of confusion over who this mystery voice yelling over to them was, and why they're so damn confident. What kind of all-powerful individual or god could be interrupting them? But standing there anticlimactically is actually in fact a worse-for-wear Mr. Satan, aka Hercule, in his tournament champion outfit, yelling furiously, "Yeah, you there! You're the monster who's terrorizing my city, aren't you? Well, it's about time you met my fists!" Leaving somewhat comedically, Goku, Cell and Dr. Gero watching on awkwardly in silence, completely underwhelmed by the random Earthling intruding on their battle. Nonetheless though, the oblivious Mr. Satan immediately launches a fruitless attack, iconically screaming, "Dynamite Punch!" But Dr. Gero, seeing this waste of time approach them, immediately is angered and grumbles back, "Filthy human! How dare you overestimate yourself in front of us immortals! Get out of our way!" What the? And immediately, with very little ease of course, Dr. Gero vanishes and reappears in front of a completely unsuspecting Hercule before... Dr. Gero mercilessly stabs Hercule through his stomach, sending blood to gush out of his mouth, an open wound tragically. And with his life force now truly fading from this clearly fatal attack, the old father can only mutter in his final words, "Oh no, this must be one of those damn magic tricks. Videl, I'm sorry." With that, a near lifeless body of Mr. Satan drops onto the shoulder of Dr. Gero, who is less than impressed, commenting, "Disgusting! Get the hell off me, you ape!" Leading to Dr. Gero to instantly remove his now bloody stained hand from Hercule's body, causing Mr. Satan to first land hard on his knees, and then finally onto the floor, face first, now well and truly dead. Earth's champion and greatest martial artist, at least in the eyes of the media, was now dead and gone. No! This brutal action shocks Goku, seeing yet another Earthling from the planet he swore to protect die so brutally to these heartless creatures. As he continues, "Why? Why would you do that? It wasn't a threat at all. You'll pay." And as Goku's Saiyan rage builds, the atmosphere and air itself surrounding begins to thicken, and the ground beneath shakes until... Goku? Where did that Saiyan go? Goku immediately vanishes from near Cell, leaving the android nothing short of confused. What? What are you? But soon in a twist, Goku instead appears right in front of a surprised Dr. Gero, grabbing his bloody hand and staring into the very soul of the android with a stern look. Before, without a word more, Goku raises his palm straight to the face of Gero as he yells, "What is this? What are you doing? Wait! Kai!" But in an equally merciless fashion, reminiscent of Ultra Vegito, God of Destruction Goku yells out the iconic words of destruction. And just as expected, finally doing what Ultra Vegito should have done already, the evil Dr. Gero is erased from the face of the earth for eternity. slowly dissipating into dust that escapes into the air. What? Father, what did you do to him, Son Goku? Leaving this version of Cell positively dejected as for the first time he feels the same sense of sorrow, sadness, and anger that had plagued Goku, witnessing the erasure of his beloved father and creator right before his eyes. Son Goku, I'll have your head for that! Instantly causing the forlorn android to explode in rage, in a crazy and ironic callback to Son Gohan of the original timeline, as Cell becomes coated in a roaring yellow aura surrounded in vicious blue lightning. It's almost as if with Vegeta, Trunks and Gohan absorbed, this Cell has gone far beyond even a Super Saiyan 2. Goku! With a look of pure rage, Cell looks on at Goku with gritted teeth before continuing, "You have no idea what you have done. That man was my key to attaining an even greater level of power. Who knows what upgrades he could have made me if it wasn't for you. You'll die a painful death for this, Goku. Understand that." But as Goku stands across from the fully powered up Cell, he just remains unusually silent, wondering internally the level of his opponent that he must now face, and whether he matches up. He thinks inside, damn it, Beerus was right. Cell has gotten way stronger, maybe even stronger than what we prepared for. I can sense everyone's energy inside him. Vegeta's, Piccolo's, Gohan's. Instantly in response, Goku begins powering up himself, blasting forward a golden aura that rivals even Cell's as veins bulge all over, rumbling as he does so. Looks like I'm going to have to go to level 2 for him straight out the gate. God of Destruction Goku reveals his own Super Saiyan 2 form, also now surrounded in blue electricity in a callback to how his teen son would have looked like back in Z. And as the two powerhouses face each other, Cell comments, "Haha, so this is the Son Goku I heard so much about. I'm pleased. At least you attained this level of power. Now I can have some fun while I crush you to dust." To which Goku says back, "I have to pay my compliments too. Even if taking the energy of all my friends, it's absolutely insane to see the kind of power you're generating. You have no idea what I had to go through to get this kind of energy, but you'll probably get a hint of that in a second." Cell! Goku! As immediately, without warning and in tandem synchronization, both God of Destruction Goku and Ultra Cell rush in at each other with such hatred, anger, and fury in both their hearts. Spit flies out of both their mouths as they race to end each other's lives. In a testament to not only how equal their emotions are, but also their power, their first punches trade on each other, sending both of them flying in opposite directions as blood splatters from their agape mouths. But as they regain themselves, a curious smile is seen on Goku's face, as if his Saiyan instincts and love for battle can't help but give him a sense of enjoyment even in this bleak scenario, as he comments, "Haha, that actually hurts. Not quite as hard as when Beerus hits me, but not bad at all, Cell. I'm kind of excited to see just how strong you really are. You don't need to hold back, you know. And Cell, who reciprocates the Saiyan smirk, perhaps channeling his inner Vegeta, says back, Beerus, is that supposed to be someone I know? Or are you getting delirious already? You do look older after all, like you've aged recently. But regardless, if experiencing my power is what you desire, I can do just that. And with that said, Cell quietly then gets into an unfamiliar fighting stance. Huh? What's he doing? And with ridiculous speed, Cell launches a punch at Goku that lands with force on the unsuspecting Saiyan, with Cell gloating, satisfied yet? Now who hits harder? Me or this Beerus? And as Goku's head swings back from the impact, he still has time to quip back. Still Beerus. And just like that, the two begin engaging in a ferocious back and forth battle, trading blows equally until... Damn it! In a brief instant, Cell momentarily feels a glimpse of rust as he never before had to push his new perfect body to this kind of level. And instantly, like a fox pouncing on his prey, Goku takes advantage of the brief opening, rushing in front of Cell as the android remains completely taken by shock. Take that, Cell! Now that's a taste of how hard Beerus really hits! Instantly landing a punch right in the gut of perfect Cell, as if almost challenging what his son was supposed to do through himself, leaving Cell gasping for air as he spits out saliva. But just like that, not to be outdone, Cell replies with his own brutal attack, kicking Goku straight up and through the stomach as well, with a full, extended leg, still keeping up the banter, replying, Well, I hope this reminded you of this Beerus too! This attack though, seemingly may have in fact been as hard as Beerus's, because Goku, following this, is seen in a world of pain even greater than what Cell was in. As immediately, Cell combos his attack, following up with a backhanded swipe, sending the damaged Goku flying into a nearby building for a crash landing, falling to the ground as rocks from the building itself fall onto him, leaving Goku to be buried presumably unconscious under the rubble. Meanwhile, some distance away, a pleased Cell lands with a thud, and with a cocky smirk, peers at the god of destruction and gloats, Haha, like I said, this is far more entertaining than I had expected. You're nothing like what the data suggests. I'm glad. I couldn't bear to fight another weakling. You should have seen the last Saiyan I annihilated. What was his name again? Gohan? What a pitiful excuse for a challenger. All he could do was beg for his life in his final moments, constantly whining, Dad, Dad. How pathetic. If only his dad did come to save him. Oh wait, wasn't that supposed to be you, Son Goku? And ultimately, from beneath the rubble, Goku, on hearing these words, the mention of his deceased son, his final moments, and the laughter of his cold-blooded killer, sends Goku over the edge. As with a ferocious explosion of aura and energy from the debris, Goku yells with pure, unadulterated rage, his energy itself rumbling the entire planet. And with his head bowed, it's clear from his hairstyle and mysterious divine aura, Goku was no longer a Super Saiyan, but had finally activated his mastered Ultra Instinct, somehow finding a way to get his emotions in check once more after the disrespectful words of Cell. With veins bulging, he calmly just says instead, You don't ever mention my son's name again. This power, this is Son Goku. And witnessing this incredible feat after pushing Goku to the utmost limit emotionally, just as Gohan was in the true timeline, Cell stands in a state of shock, only able to cover himself from the bright light and flow of smoke and debris that berates him. Until... in a turn of the tables, Ultra Cell, as his name suggests, then enters his own mastered Ultra Instinct state, raising his head before opening his eyes and staring directly at Goku and saying with a smile, "Got it. Now let the real Cell games begin, Son Goku." But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag CellGames in the comments down below and let me know how ultimately this battle should go and what should happen in the next chapter. But if you can't wait and want to see the next Ultra Vegito chapter right now, just support me on my Patreon from just $3 and instantly gain access to not only the next part, but also over 200 other mangas also. Yes, 200. It's the deal of the century.